welcome back to the channel, everybody. And today's been a very unique day, being my birthday and all. But my day started today with the sad news that Hulk Hogan has passed away. If you watched wrestling back in the 80s like I did, I first watched Hulk Hogan in the main event of WrestleMania 1 when I was 5 years old on VHS tape, and I was hooked on WWE ever since. So very quickly, I just want to say condolences to the family of the Hulkster. I guess, a significant part of my childhood has been taken away. But obviously, WWE is going to continue, and Hulkamania will live forever. That's what I'll say to that. But then after that, I just watched the reports that's been circulating over the last couple of days. The big one being Alexander Isak has submitted his transfer request to leave Newcastle United. Now, as a Liverpool fan, this whole saga has been going on since the start of the transfer window. And now that Isak has submitted his transfer request, you kind of wonder where he's going to be heading next. So from everything that has been seen on social media, on football fan channels on YouTube, it seems like the logical conclusion is that Isak will leave Newcastle and go to Liverpool. I hope that happens. There's no question about that. But again, the news report says that he's requesting to leave Newcastle. Didn't say where he's going. So he could end up at Liverpool, but he could also end up at other places. Like, for example, Al Hilal has been reports there's been an offer from Al Hilal, and I think one or two other clubs have been mentioned before. Now, what are the possible scenarios that involves Liverpool and Alexander Isak? Well, if we sign Isak, bear in mind we've already signed Hugo Ekitike, right? If we sign Isak, there goes Rodrigo. We can kill the noise on Rodrigo. And it kind of seems like that would be the number one scenario. Because as much as I would love Rodrigo to join Liverpool, and there's still a chance, because we don't know where Isak's head is directing to. If we attempt to sign Rodrigo, we got to think about Rodrigo's wage demands. As you know, he's still with Real Madrid, so his wages are currently very high. Can Liverpool convince him to take a salary cut to join us, knowing that Luis Diaz is going to go to Bayern Munich? We don't know that. If things do not work out from there, then maybe Liverpool can focus the attention on Isak. This is an educated guess if this is the scenario. I think Isak, if he does join Liverpool, he won't join Liverpool so soon. Because let's not forget, on the second game of this season, Liverpool traveled to Newcastle. So an educated guess for me would be that Isak will not play in that match, and he would leave Newcastle after the game. So let me break it down. So on the second game, Liverpool play Newcastle, and then a week after that, on the third game, Liverpool hosts Arsenal. So what could happen is that Isak will not play in the second game, right? And then in between that week between Newcastle and Arsenal, Isak could join Liverpool. He could sign. And then will he or won't he play against Arsenal that week? We don't know. he could come on as a substitute because we still have Ekitike. And I think Cody Gakpo, assuming Luis Diaz goes to Bayern, I think Cody Gakpo can hold down the left wing. And then maybe Isak can come along as a sub. Or maybe he doesn't play against Arsenal, but he plays the subsequent games. Because let's not forget, the Merseyside derby will be after that. Man United will come after that as well. So will Man City. So that's the educated guess in terms of what happens if Isak joins Liverpool. Again, the other scenario would be Isak doesn't join Liverpool. He goes to, which I don't think will happen, but he either goes to Saudi with Al Hilal or he goes to Barcelona. In which case, it doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect Liverpool. He can still, we can still go for Rodrigo. You know, again, going back to what I just said, you know, if assuming Rodrigo would be willing to take a pay cut and then come to Liverpool. From Newcastle's standpoint, this is really looking bad for them. You know, if Isak wants to leave Newcastle, my advice, no, sorry, I'm not an advisor, obviously. You know, I'm not a Newcastle fan, but I would think that Newcastle would take the chance to sell as soon as possible because reinforcements need time to settle. You know, so even if you sell Isak, and if let's say, you know, when you're looking at the striker market right now, you know, there's still Benjamin Sesko, there's still Dusan Vlahovic. These are the only two left because Osimhen is going to Galatasaray. We know Gyökeres has more or less joined Arsenal. We already have Ekitike, and with the Isak saga, if you want to bring in like Sesko or Dusan Vlahovic or even Ollie Watkins, you got to do that as soon as possible. If you are Newcastle, sell away Isak, whether it's 120 million or 130 million, doesn't matter. If he wants to go, let him go, get the money, and then reinvest it. And you've got less than 2 weeks because you want to have your squad ready before the first game of the new season. I know we at Liverpool want to do that. You know, that's why Hugo Ekitike has already flown to Hong Kong. He's already in Hong Kong training with the rest of the squad. You want Isak or Rodrigo to be able to join in as soon as possible. And of course, Mark Gahey as well. We need to wrap up the centre-back business with Mark Gahey because, again, this is FSG, Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, they are thinking long-term. Because Van Dijk, he is gone after 2 years. So there has to be a succession plan, especially if Konate is still thinking about going to Real Madrid. So that is the likely scenario. You know, so what are your, I think to end this video, I would like to ask you, the audience, like two things. Should we go after Rodrigo or do we focus on Isak now? You know, you know, leave a comment. And also, since I started this video with, you know, eulogizing the Hulkster, you know, leave a comment leave your comments below. What are some of your best memories of Hulk Hogan? You know, so for me, it's the WrestleMania 3 against Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 18 against The Rock, the formation of the NWO in 1996, and ultimately to his 2 Hall of Fame inductions, you know, 2005 and 2020, as himself at his party NWO. So, you know, as always, you know, like, share, comment, subscribe. And you know what? Let me end this video like this. If we get Isak on top of already getting Ekitike, think about this for a second. We got Alisson, Kirkis, Van Dijk, Konate, Frimpong, Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, Salah, and let's say Isak and Ekitike to start off our new season. Then, in the immortal words of Hulk Hogan, what you gonna do, Premier League? What you gonna do, Manchester United? What you gonna do, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, all of you? What you gonna do when Liverpool and Honor Mania runs wild on you.